What is up, guys? It's your boy Bellswells here, and today we're back at it again in the square. So today, what are we going to be talking about? Well, if you don't know already, today we'll be talking about the anime K and episode 3. So let's go straight into it. A lot was revealed in this episode, some of which being the fight, which we didn't know how it ended in episode 1, apart from the fact that Mikoto was in jail, and many other mysteries. And today in the square, we're just going to break it all down. So let's go straight in. So the first thing that happened in this episode was Munakata opening Mikoto's cell, like jail sort of place, opening it up, grabbing his head, slamming it against the wall to wake him up, I guess, because he was sleeping, or pretending to sleep. I feel like he was pretending to sleep, just like really annoy Munakata. But anyway, the episode starts with that, and Munakata is telling Mikoto that they both know that Mikado's reached the point where his Weissman level, which we don't know what it is yet, but I'm just assuming that it's the power of his Zanctum, His Weissman level is too high, and if he keeps on using it or something, that the sword of Damocles will fall, and a repeat of the Gugutsu crater will happen again. So from this, what I think is happening is that obviously Mikoto is obviously very powerful, and the more power you have, I guess the bigger that sword that we saw in the sky in the first episode is, and the stronger it gets. So I'm assuming that previously either Mikoto or somebody else went mad with power, and that sword actually fell on Japan, creating a crater called the Gugutsu crater. So that's what I get from that. Anyway, that's what happened in the beginning, and one other thing was mentioned in this conversation, which was Munakata told Mikoto to stop drawing power from the Dresden Slate. Now, what the Dresden Slate is, we don't know. He also referred to, Munakata also said to Mikoto to announce his throne. Announce, get off his throne, basically. So, this gave us insight that Mikoto is one of the 7 kings, which we found out later on in the episode, which is also useful. So, there were a bit of things which I was confused in here. Like, I wonder what your opinion is on this. The first thing is, I'm pretty sure like the Weissman level is just how strong you are. But the second thing, which really made me curious, was this Dresden Slate. Like, let me know what you think in the comments below about what the Dresden Slate could be. I just think it's, I don't know, where you get your natural power from. I'm not too sure. A lot of things after that. Anyway, after that we hit the theme song, and after the theme song, this is where tons of stuff were revealed. So I'm just going to break it down bit by bit. So let's go. So Munakata is talking to this woman. I can't remember her name. And anyway, they're saying like they're discussing different ways to hold down Mikoto. But nonetheless, later on we go to Homura's like hideout bar gang sort of place, meetup sort of place, and we see 2 of their members arguing or something. And oh, what happened? Yeah, so we see 2 of their members arguing, and basically, this isn't like really relevant, so I'm gonna kind of skip this whole bit. But they're just arguing, and I can't remember. The guy in episode 1, I believe it was, who was using those sparks and like flicks his cigarette up in the air. I can't remember his name. Anyway, that guy basically told them a lie, but he said part of the lie wasn't all that much of a lie, if that makes sense. But anyway, what he basically said was that Mikoto, which we later on found out, who handed himself in. That was the other thing which I forgot to mention. Mikoto handed himself in. Why, we do not know, but the reason that this guy gave was it sounded pretty legit into my head until Anna, that little girl, told him that he's a liar, so, kind of like really, really bummed me out, I guess. But anyway, we see Mikoto handing himself in to this blues, and, I was questioning, like, why would you do that? Maybe he's got a plan. And when this guy explained it, that he did this so that the Blue King could be on watch of him all 24/7, which means that Homura can get on with their like gang stuff more. Made a lot of sense to me, but turns out that was a lie. But I feel like the whole bit with the Blue King, like completely taking his eye off of Homura, was true. But he wasn't gonna do that. Later in the episode, this is where a lot of stuff broke down. I mean, oh my. I'm finally starting to get what this anime is about, and like everything literally broke down. So the first thing which broke down, this was with Shiro, Neko, and I think his name is Kudo Yadagami or something like that. Anyway, that like the black dog, yeah, him. they was discussing, and we learned a lot of things. So the first thing we learned, which is that the reason why Homura, or the Red Clan, or the Red Clansmen, whatever you want to call them, the reason why they are hunting down Shiro is because they believe that Shiro killed one of their members, and you know how their bonds are tighter than bloods and stuff. The reason they're hunting down Shiro is because Shiro hunted down one of their members, Totsuka. So I'm assuming Totsuka was the guy with the camera which we saw in the first episode, where Shiro's lookalike, which I think is Shiro, but you know, Shiro's lookalike, that's what I'm going with. I just believe that this lookalike is Shiro. Maybe it's like an alter ego, you know, I've said that before. That's the decision I'm sticking with. But anyway, Totsuka, the guy who was killed by Shiro's lookalike, was killed, and obviously this the red people, the third clansman, the third clan, whatever you want to call them, the red guys, that's the reason why they're looking for Shiro to kill him. So that bit was sorted out, so we got a bit of understanding on that. But later on, this Blues, like the secret police, secret force police sort of thing, these Blues were saying how they wanted to catch this gunman or something, and like how he was linked to the case of the murder. But nonetheless, they mentioned another key piece, I believe, of information, which is that we do not want the Greens to get hold of this. The Greens. So obviously, I thought about this long and hard, and I was like, the Greens, the Greens, the Greens, and that's when it like hit me that there is another secret police force, not just the Blues, but there are the Greens as well. And what these Greens do is that I think they just do the same thing as the Blues, but obviously maybe they have different motives behind them, and maybe the Blues want to get there first or something like that. You know, you just want to be seen as the better clan, I guess. And so once that was all answered, there are about 3 more important things that were also said. So we got word of there being 7 kings. Now, if you looked a bit closely, when you looked at the salt and pepper shakers on the table, you would have been able to see that you would have seen 7 colors. Now, I wasn't able to make out what one color was, but I'm pretty confident with the 6 other colors. So here we go. One of the colors being blue, one of the colors being red, one of the colors being white, aka colorless, one of the colors being green, and one of the colors being gold and black. And what the 7th one was, I can't really remember. I mean, if you did get that down, like you knew what it was, please do leave it in the comments below. Like, it's gonna help us all out, unless it is a spoiler and we're not actually meant to know what color it is. But nonetheless, I'm pretty sure like it should be harmless, really. So do leave that down in the comments below. The second thing was that we realized why Kudo wants to kill Shiro. Basically, the colorless king, something's happening to him, and he said you gotta look for a next one to Kudo. And Kudo's obviously on the hunt out, and he found Shiro, and obviously Shiro was seen by the current colorless king as being the next candidate for being a colorless king. And obviously the current colorless king told Kudo, the aka Black Dog, that it was up to him to decide whether whether he was good or bad, and if he was bad, he would kill him. And obviously from this footage of the lookalike of Shiro killing this Totsuka guy, part of the 3rd clan, obviously Kudo seen him as bad. But anyway, this is later changed in the episode where they come to a resolve, and Shiro kind of says to the Black Dog, why don't you see it with your own eyes and like determine if I'm good or bad. Nonetheless, we found out that a bit more about kings, and that they are people with great power in their bodies. And another thing, which that people in the so there are 7 clans, I'm assuming, and at the head of each clan is at the head of each clan is a king. So we've got the 3rd clan, and the head of the 3rd clan is the Red King, Mikoto, and under him, he has his underlings and people, and I believe that only the king can give people power. So that's how that skateboard dude has the power. I'm assuming he got it from Mikoto. So that question was answered, and that's kind of like where everything went in this episode. So I'm sorry if it was a bit rushed, or if I wasn't explaining it too clearly. Do leave it down in the comments below, or whether you want me to slow it down, or speed it up, or like you don't have to mention this and this bit. But anyway, that's what happened in the 3rd episode, and that's what I got from it so far. So I hope you enjoyed watching this like 3rd episode review sort of thing. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do also hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Really helps us out in this community. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time on the square. So bells out.